Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary peoples. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Baseball Talk for Monday, August 29th, 2022. We are nearing the end of the month. We are nearing the end of the baseball season, and we are getting increasingly closer to the beginning of the football season. I did not film any videos. I didn't finish my football previews this weekend like I said I would. I was busy. I was working, trying to meet my goals. Ended up working a little bit more than I have been lately, and still ended up just barely meeting my goal. Man, yesterday was kind of a rough day for Uber. I was definitely feeling a little burnt out. I haven't worked today, and I was considering not working at all, for dinner. Even though last couple of weeks I've been going out pretty much every day. It's probably why I'm feeling a little burnt out. I don't know. I might go out for a couple hours later, but right now I'm not feeling it today. I did get my oil changed finally by professionals, and got my oil drain plug fixed, which turns out the drain plug wasn't even the problem. Apparently it was the gasket. And I bought the wrong drain plug, even though the guy at the store at O'Reilly's looked it up in his little computer and told me that was the drain plug I needed. Apparently it's too small. It's the wrong one. I don't know. I don't get it. They said that they've tightened the gasket or whatever, and so my car should not be leaking oil anymore. And finally got the first oil change this car's had since, I have no idea when. The first oil change it's had since I bought it, and it's been over, I've put about 10,000 miles on it, so it was definitely overdue. Ripped off my muffler last night because when I went off-roading, a little bit of off-roading in my car to the falls, that waterfall on Thursday, I bottomed my car out a little bit, and I noticed that my car was a little louder than normal. So I was like, okay, I must have damaged my muffler, but I kept checking my muffler, and it was still on there. It didn't look like it was detached or anything, but it just needed a couple days. Yesterday, between Thursday and Sunday, it finally, I could hear it like squeaking, like it, was jiggling up and down, and then eventually by the end of the night it fell so far that it started dragging on the ground. So I just ripped it off, used my physical strength, something that I seem to have an abundance of, and I ripped it off there. So now it's not a problem anymore. It doesn't make, the lack of a muffler doesn't make my car that much louder, so I'm not really super concerned about it. It's just a little annoying when I'm trying to accelerate, or not even accelerate, just trying to maintain speed up a hill. It gets a little obnoxious. But as soon as I take my foot off the gas pedal, or let it off a little bit, it chills out. So, yeah. I'm here on the Vancouver waterfront because it's a really nice place to go for a walk. I'm getting some exercise, and it's also a really nice place to see some ladies. So I need to start coming down here more often. Again, it's nice to see ladies, but I'm probably never going to talk to them because it's just not the kind of person I am. That's a part of dating. That's why dating is so aggravating and so frustrating for me. Yes, I'm going to talk about dating a little bit. It's so aggravating and frustrating because everything I have to do as a male in the dating pool is so opposite of the kind of person I am. I'm an introverted person. I don't like initiating conversation. Okay, if someone wants to ask me questions or initiate conversation, I'll be happy to talk. Although I'm much more happy to just listen to them talk. Okay, and then so initiating conversation. I've always hated phone calls. You can ask my parents. I used to dread, back in the old days, when you didn't have cell phones or caller ID. You just had to call, the landline, call your girlfriend's house, and the parents answer. You to talk to the parents. Hated it, dreaded it. Absolutely, it's like one of my biggest fears. I still hate talking on the phone. I hate making unsolicited calls. Okay, I won't make calls if someone's not expecting my call, unless it's my mom or someone like my parents. Those are the only people I call without letting them know in advance that I'm calling them. I'd much rather just text. I'm an introverted guy. I've never been into the bar scene, the club scene. I'm not into the crowds. I'm not into the noise. I'm not into the stupid music they play there usually. I'm not into spending way too much money on drinks when I could just buy some stuff at the store myself for much less and be much more comfortable and with my environment. I'm not into being an aggressive person. I may come off aggressively, verbally. Sometimes, as my coworkers or something, I may come off as aggressive, but I am very much not an aggressive person when it comes to, pursuing women. I hate being a pursuer. I've been raised my whole life to, I believe that men and women are equal. I believe in respecting each other's boundaries. I believe in respecting people as individuals. So it's like, if I'm, plus I see all this stuff. I'm just so jaded at this point, but I see all this stuff on social media and TV, and it's about how women just don't ever want to be approached anywhere in public. Anywhere. There's nowhere in public where it's acceptable for a man to approach a woman anymore. So it's like, then I start psyching myself out. I get in my own head. It's like, okay, I may think this woman's cute, and perhaps she finds me attractive, but I'm not ever going to approach her. I'm not ever going to talk to her about that kind of stuff because she is in the public place. She probably does not want to be bothered. All I'm going to do is annoy or offend her, most likely. So I'm just going to avoid it. It's not even about a fear of rejection at this point. I've been rejected so much in my life. It's just, commonplace. It's a part of life. But it's about the, respecting that person's boundaries. I just wish that we lived in a world where roles could be reversed, where women had to chase after us, and women were the one catcalling us, women were the one using pickup lines, buying us drinks. Or we lived in a world where people were just really transparent, like I am. I'm a transparent person. I feel like I'm a direct person. I don't like playing these stupid games. I'm authentic. So it's just another part. That's another thing about dating that I just can't stand. People are so fake, and nobody says what they mean, and it drives me nuts. But I wish people were just more transparent. That we just need to live in a world where everyone just has what are those things that I don't know what they're called, but they're when you go to a concert or a stadium or something, you got the big thing that has the announcements on it. It's all red and different colors, and it's electronic. Everybody just needs one of those things on their forehead that says, I'm feeling approachable today, or I'm feeling I'm feeling approachable today, or I'm not feeling like I want to interact with the public today, or whatever, or something. Everybody should just have something on their foreheads that says, women, or if women are going to be the non-pursuants in a relationship, then there needs to be a way for men to understand when and when not, or where and where not to approach women. They need to have something, like a sticky note or something that says, yes, you can approach me today, or no, I don't want to be hit on today, or something something, so that we could just know. I mean, I'm sure there's still men out there who wouldn't give a shit, But I think most of us would really appreciate that. Let's turn around here, get a view of this beach, the Columbia River here real quick before I start heading the other way. I've already been talking for more than 10 minutes. I haven't even talked sports stuff yet. I just wanted to get that dating shit off my chest because it's so frustrating and aggravating. And it's every day. I have to live with this every day. I have to do, like, every day trying to date in this world is like I'm having to go completely out of my comfort zone every single situation, every single day. And I'm still getting nowhere. And I hate it. But yes, it would be nice to live in a completely different world. Obviously, I think we all mostly agree that living in a completely different world would be nice. I don't know if you guys got the river and the bridge from this side. It's the I-5 bridge. Pretty nice. It's really nice. It's a really nice walk. But yeah, so ladies, I'm just recommendation. Just wear some sticky notes or something. Say, like when you go to the gym or to the grocery store or the bookstore, or wherever it is in public, just find some way other than facial expressions to let men know that you want to be approached or don't want to be approached. And I don't know, maybe that's too much to ask for, right? It would really help me out, and I think it would help a lot of men out, because we're getting, from social media and society and all that stuff, we're getting a lot of mixed signals in this world today, and it's just rough. It's just rough out here. It's rough out here. See, women, I'm sure you women have your own. I know you women have your own dating problems that might even be more severe than ours. But I'm not trying to minimize or downplay any of that. I'm just, vocalizing the frustrations that I have in the world of dating. And so anyway, let's get to the baseball shit. It's been 12 and a half minutes. I'm trying to avoid people as much as possible. Seen a couple of one woman that was super attractive when I was driving down here. I was like, I'm stopping to walk now because I don't want to miss her. But then I got up closer. Definitely a butterface, which is not a problem for me. That's about my league anyway. So a woman with a great body, not the best face. I'll take it. But of course I didn't say anything to her because she had headphones in, which is supposed to be a universal signal for don't try to talk to me, right? That's how I interpret it. So, again, I'm also not a confident guy. I was raised, I don't know if I can blame it on the way I was raised. I just wasn't raised in an environment that bred confidence. And so that's a lifelong struggle for me. It's definitely hindered my life in more ways than just dating. I think it hindered my life when it came to athletics. I know it held me back in athletics because I know that when I was young, I was very good. I know I was good. Now, in hindsight, at 35 years old, I can say, I know I was good at basketball, and I could have went somewhere with basketball as a child. But once I got to once I got to the part where I had to try out and impress coaches and impress my peers and play against people I'd never played against before at that time in my life, 13, 14, 15 years old, I did not have the confidence to handle that, and I completely shut down and did not put my best foot forward and went out and played like crap. Or I wouldn't say crap, but played very hesitantly, like a person who lacks confidence would. And it's not just basketball; it's pretty much any sport. I just had a stage fright at that point in my life because I didn't have self-confidence. And, it's something to kick my own ass about all the time. But I can't change it, that's just who I was. And who I still struggle with that on a daily basis now. Your view is not super great here. You see a train. Walking the other way when we saw the river was better, but I kind of want to get to, I may not record at that point, but I want to get to the other side of the waterfront where all the new buildings are and stuff like that, which actually then you'll get some river and stuff. Well, I guess if I turned it this way, you'd get river views. All right, and then if I flip my phone over, I can hold it better and not have my hand in the way. Hey, look at that. That's cool. Let's get to the baseball stuff because it's 16 minutes. The 3 hitters, I have these memorized. The 3 hitters to consider adding for your team this week. Steaming hot hitters for the first part of the week. A couple of outfielders. One of them is a rookie, Lars Nootbaar of the Cardinals. He's been very heavily added in the last week or so. Nothing special there, but he does get hits. He does get on base. And he is the leadoff hitter in a very potent St. Louis Cardinals lineup. Second is Corbin Carroll, the young, very highly touted outfielder prospect for the Diamondbacks. Some consider him the top prospect in baseball. He's now been called up for the Diamondbacks. So you might want to get him while the getting is cheap. And then maybe I don't have them memorized. Who is the third one? I just did this an hour ago. All right. Luckily, I have it in my pocket here. Just have to switch hands. Eric Haas, yes, he was a relevant fantasy player for the last couple of years. Kind of fell off a little bit this year, but he is unique in the fact that he has outfielder and catcher eligibility. He also has DH eligibility at this point, and he is hitting decently well for the Tigers right now. So he could be a very unique utility man for you if you're needing some help at either of those positions. Now, for the pitchers to stream. Oh, I don't know if I necessarily like this upside down because the clock is upside down too. The clock didn't flip. All right. Anyways, streaming pitchers. Sorry for the close up there. I had to. The paper is in my right hand pocket and the phone is in my right hand. So, streaming pitchers for Tuesday. I have 4 for you. I really like Jesus Luzardo versus the Rays. Jesus Luzardo's been pitching really well this year when healthy. I picked him up myself in a couple of leagues last night. Cole Irvin versus the Nationals. Cole Irvin's been pretty consistently good this year. Not good enough to be owned in over 50% of leagues, but good enough to be a quality streamer. Basically every time he goes out there, he'll be facing the worst team in baseball, which is the Nationals. We also have George Kirby of the Mariners. He's still in the streaming tier despite pitching phenomenally all season long. He'll be facing the Tigers in Detroit. And then we got Matt Manning of the Tigers versus the Mariners in Detroit. Also, Matt Manning, who spent most of the year injured, is healthy now, and he's looking pretty good. No reason not to trust him against Seattle. Excuse me. Had to cough real quickly, and I wanted to let these people pass by. Got a pretty clear path for the next couple of minutes. Let me finish this out here. For Wednesday, 2 streamers for you. Jose Quintana at the Reds. I know that Jose Quintana has not looked good pretty much in his last 3 starts, but the Reds are a great opportunity for him to get back on track. And then Marco Gonzalez of the Mariners at the Tigers. Marco Gonzalez, ownership was fluctuating between 50s, low 50s, high 40%. So he's pretty much been on the fringe of the streaming tier for the last couple of months. But he's currently in the streaming tier now. Whether that will change before Wednesday remains to be seen. I think his ownership is at about 48% at this point. But he will be facing the Tigers in Detroit as well. again, the Tigers, not a super great team. And then for Thursday, I've got another two for you. Johnny Cueto versus the Royals. We know Johnny Cueto is a pretty good pitcher, and the Royals are not a good team. And then Cade Cavalli. I know he had a pretty terrible debut against the bad team on Thursday, but the talent is undeniable, and he faces another bad team in Oakland. In Washington, excuse me. But the team that he will be playing against is Oakland, another bad team. So hopefully this will be the start that puts him on the fantasy map. There's that girl. She's walking this way. Very, very nice looking body. Also, she looks kind of young. You know, I try to avoid young girls these days. Not that young girls, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old girls aren't good looking. It's just, they're just not on the same level as me. They're just, at this stage of my life, I want some stability and some commitment, and they're not going to provide that, even if they may be fun to look at. Also, I'd like someone over the age of 21 because I'd like to be able to go to breweries and do those kinds of things. And if I have a lady who's under the age of 21, kind of pointless, right? So, anyways, I'm going to continue my pleasant walk here, and in this video, mercifully for you, my loyal fan base, and I'll get to the football. I'll finish up wide receivers and running backs at some point this week. I know I broke that promise this weekend, but I assure you that I will do it in the next 5 days. Saturdays and Sundays are typically really, really busy days for me because they're the two main days of the week where I try to Uber as much as I can on those 2 days. Because Saturday and Sunday are usually the most lucrative days. Yesterday, not so much, but usually Saturday and Sunday are good days. So, yeah. All right. Peace, love, nacho fries. Good luck in your baseball playoffs. Good luck in your fantasy football drafts. And hopefully you have better luck in the dating and romance department than I have now or ever will or ever have had, and probably ever will have, because of the kind of person that I am and will always be. So, all right. One last view, 360 view here. Bye-bye.